Still stream at me muted. Another reason to buy a ticket, by the way, because there I'm not muted. The mic button is assigned to my OBS, not to the Dota client. So we have a working ticket now again, where you can watch in-game, which means you don't have to bother with me muting my mic every single time and then 2 minutes of delay until you guys finally tell me. So yeah, tomorrow we're gonna get rid of this issue. For today I just need to last for 2 more best of 3s, and then for all I care this headset could explode. Preferably not while I'm wearing it, but can't be too picky now. Luckily we got a pause for me to catch you guys up on things. So I freaking called the Bloodseeker because there's a ton of AoE. Ancient Apparition, Doom, Rana. The only hero without really any AoE is the Night Stalker. So a Bloodseeker can definitely get that thirst off, get a ton of free damage, a ton of free movement speed. Double Dimension, meanwhile, got a really squishy draft. No Fear, I'm guessing it's going to be the position 3 Clockwork with position 4 Enchantress. However, Enchantress is a hero who really wants to get position 3 farm. And so does Clockwork this game, because Clockwork has the front line for Enchantress, for Klings, and for the Monkey King. All 3 really squishy heroes, really bad in man-fighting people, except for Monkey King, but he only in one-on-ones. In a 2-on-1, he is really damn screwed. So this game is extremely favored towards team. This game is extremely favored towards team Saiyan here. A new squad with a lot of old school players. I know nearly every. I think I've cast every player, right? Yeah, I'm pretty sure I've cast every player in this game. So these guys have been around for a while. All of them trying to make it to tier 1 finally, and Saiyan is just another attempt. Well, Double Dimension. They have been improving at a steady pace. Not too fast, but they have kept going. Getting better and better. Monkey King turned into a mini dragon. That dragon looks so dumb. It's cute, but it's dumb as hell. Wait, just... No, I want to see the... I want to see the mini dragon. There we go. It looks so damn dumb with his tongue out. It even got a name and an autograph. This is... Holy crap, this thing is actually worth a ton.
The battle begins.
Well, LeBron, he is a veteran of the tier 2 scene and a huge trash talker as well. He's well known for trash talking. I remember LeBron when I was new as a cast to the English scene. I casted in German before this, which is for me way easier because I'm a native German speaker. English is like my secondary language. So when I started to cast in English, I was really nervous. My first game was a LeBron game, and he just trash talked, made a lot of dumb jokes. Meanwhile, RVP on the mid lane getting the first blood and will not go down in exchange. It wasn't all that close with the arrow having to travel such a huge distance. Undershock would love to get a kill on RVP there, but not quite that lucky. Low, almost going down, is going to live, and with no fear now turning around on Master Risk, who is taking a lot of damage, is going to go down. Pone forced to get out of there as well. At least Pingvintiek is farming up pretty. Also, these players are actually, if I'm not mistaken, pretty good friends. At least some of them know each other, that's for certain. I just don't know how well they get along. And ILTW on the Monkey King. He likes to play that hero. He plays it pretty often in the current meta. Is pretty good with it just because LITW, one of those people who doesn't refuse an early fight, doesn't just back out. If he gets a chance to hit you, he is definitely going for it. And Monkey King is a hero which can do that really well because of the lifesteal. Ping Vinciak getting bullied by Enchantress. It's going to be a roaming Clockwork, which is a bit of a risk to take, because if you don't have front liner for your 3 glass cannons, then you might just find everyone getting stun locked up and executed in a really short time. Vinciak already struggling in his lane. Ancient Apparition is going to take those shrapnel blasts. Make sure Clockwork is going to get away, but Master Risk is going to be going down in exchange there. Ping Vinciak on the Bloodseeker. Manages to survive, manages to heal up. Over on the top lane. Might see a skirmish soon with LeBron hiding behind the trees. Gets spotted by Trixie, and Trixie just backs out.
Almighty money.
So now things are going to quiet down a little bit. Klings managed to farm a ton in the mid lane against RVP. RVP not good against heroes with this much early game range damage output. Mirana just can't do it, regardless of how well you play, and it's kind of the same as Huskar. The harass damage you take just makes it impossible to actually go for last hits, to actually farm up at a decent pace. Compensate for that, Ping Vinciak had a good lane, but now Enchantress is going to start being a real nuisance with the army of creeps. Trixie ran at here, Boundless Strike, and one more hit is going to do it. Another kill for Double Dimension, who are pulling ahead really damn fast against, which is kind of surprising because in terms of skill, these teams should be on a really equal playing field. Master Risk, Ping Vinciak, pretty much Trixie, of course. I mean, Trixie is old school, hasn't played in any tournament I've watched for quite a while. But all of these players have competitive experience, so I don't know why this game is going this favorable for Double Dimension. The mid lane, that's clear because of the very favorable lineup for Undershock there on his Klings with a ton of damage. Okay, now Undershock ran at, just procs an ultimate, stay alive there. RVP almost going down to the Klings. Klings now turning around on Pwn on the Night Stalker. Can get the kill there with Verify. Might actually be able to live. Yes, he will. Thanks to his Solve. Now super low health. Runs up to the shrine and does manage to heal up in time. Trixie comes in there with the Hadouken. But Trixie out of mana. Okay, Undershock not quite tanky enough for that one. Trying to man fight up against freaking Doom after we've already fought to the death against Night Stalker and almost killed off a Mirana. There's only so much you can do even on a fat Klings with a ton of experience. Trixie now on the run. In goes the Clockwork with the Cox. Trixie gets down. Not sure if the arrow was intended to fly past the creep or direct at the creep, since that's a really small area you have to fit through. Undershock has gone back to farming, and talk about farming. ILTW, 1 kill, 0 assists, 0 deaths, 0 deaths, 2, and top of the last. So I think I'm just going to switch over to net worth early so you guys can see how fat this Monkey King is and how much they need to shut him down. Since the main issue for Team Saiyan here is that they need some way of dealing with the really fat Monkey King and the really fat Klings at the same time. They are glass cannons, so in a team fight they're not going to pose that much danger once you get all of those big AoEs online. But before that, Monkey King, if he goes for a couple of early ganks, he can get out of AoE burst range. And then what? Then your entire big team fight combo is just going to bounce off of him, leave him at 1/3 of his health or something, and then he can turn around, heal up with the Jingo, and now he is getting shut down. Executed by Trixie there. Vinciak just took a huge chunk of damage and the Chowders as bait.
Double damage.
Come ILTW and LeBron. Vinciak just going to TP out. ILTW looking for a kill, but Bloodseeker is long gone. So instead it's just going to be a bit of tower damage put on here. With the stone catapult it could be a lot of damage.
Radiant's bottom tower is under attack.
And all over the board we should see the first couple of early core items coming out. Klings, got a medallion, got a soul ring, the usual early game stuff to just keep you sustained and keep you able to bully people, hit people. The double damage with this Klings is dangerous. Can he come in time for a kill? Okay, with Ping Vinciak there, Rapture up, it is really dangerous. Undershock decides against it. But at least bottom tower is going to fall.
Radiant's bottom tower is
Trixie farming up quite a bit. He's now nearly at equal net worth as both his carries.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Denied.
Also, ProDotA died. Those who've missed it. This mid lane not really going to be much of an engagement. It's just going to be a bit of poke forward and backward, fighting for every little bit of space. On the top lane, No Fear overestimated his tankiness. Went in on Trixie, Trixie getting a nice return kill there, and this Doom is big. I mean, Doom, one of those heroes who, he might not be able to carry you through a team fight, but he is a meat shield for the Mirana, and Mirana definitely can carry you through a team fight. So once those two start fighting together, and Doom disables people from catching the Mirana, and then Mirana finishes the deal, that is going to hurt quite a bit. ILTW continuing to farm up. He got shut down, so at least not as good as going for those early game ganks. Can't just run at Trixie and kill off Trixie a couple of times anymore, which is really important to accomplish, because if that's the case, then you don't have fat meat shield for the Mirana, who is your main source of damage. As Ping Vinciak, he's going for the blade mail build, it seems. Interesting. You don't see that build every day anymore. With the Blood Rage, it is possible to pay off really well, because you have a nearly infinite health pool. Your enemy doesn't, meaning hitting you is a bad idea always. Enchantress arrowed up and going to be executed here. Screw the untouchable, you don't need that if you have Hadouken and a ton of magical damage with the Doom. Top tier 1 now being traded for the bottom tier 2 tower, which means this is going to be a tower trade in favor of Double Dimension. They open up more of the map. Team Double Dimension, they are still pulling ahead, sitting at 2k net worth advantage above Team Saiyan, but Team Saiyan, they did manage to recover. The kills are equaled out. Irana is actually starting to become somewhat relevant. And I want to know what build RVP is going to go for.
Dire's top
I mean,
tower is under
there's the
attack.
Maelstrom build, the early Diffublade build, and the Aghanims build, really. Meanwhile, Penguin Jack getting caught up there. Going down deep in his own territory. That was a really greedy smoke gang. And potentially, it's going to get punished here by Team Saiyan. Doom going to run at no... Going to run at no fear on the clock. And in comes the Mirana, Starstorm. LeBron is just dead. Lich ultimate. Bouncing quite a lot, but no fear is going to be the next target here. In comes the Apparition ultimate. And boom! No fear just going to go down. Undershock. Killing off opponent. He hits like a truck. Trixie does manage to get on the shrine. Penguin Yak coming back in. Wants to man fight there. And ILTW. Not a good fight for him, but with Flo coming in there, delivering some more damage, it is doable. Now Penguin Yak has to run out of there as Enchantress and things are both really scary. Bounty Strike will catch him. And now he's dead. The Enchant's going to do the trick. King doesn't have a TP, he's just... Okay, now he's managing to get out. Just as Night Stalker comes on in. On the bottom lane, Klink's running around, hoping to find someone not under the protection of his tower. ILTW. About to strike up on the Mirana. RVP just going to go down.
You did your best.
Double Dimensions, they seem to be wanting to 5-man this early on. We are not even 14 minutes in the game, and DD grouping up, pushing the aggression. Not really giving Team Saiyan much out to wait for the Mirana to come online, and
Gotcha.
Invisibility.
okay, chat telling me not to scroll out so far. Well, it's kinda hard to see everything in a team fight either way. Really need to get used to how far I can scroll and stuff. But yeah, I'm going to try my best. Meanwhile, Chuck doesn't get caught. Manages to teleport out. He will be fine. See on the Doom. Manages to teleport out in time. Shot just a bit too late, but Double Dimension, they are now hunting without really finding any prey, which is definitely good for Saiyan, as they need space for the Mirana to come online. Mirana going for a Jasha here. I wonder if the build is going to be the Manta style build or the Jasha into Diffublade for the early right click damage. Either one does seem kinda good.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Penguin Siak meanwhile farming up towards his Blade Mail. Still farming up towards his Blade Mail, I should say, but once he gets it, he might be able to suddenly activate it on a low health Enchantress when a super long range impede is flying after you. It's also great once Enchantress gets a Hurricane Pike, which this time around for Flo isn't going to be a priority, but Flo does have a Midas, so eventually he is going to get fed. Meanwhile, Undershock ran it by 2 heroes here. In goes the Edge Apparition ultimate, and he just goes down to RVP. Mirana, a much needed kill there, and the high value one at that. Just look at that. 950 gold swinging around. ILTW gone on by the Night Stalker. Mirana ultimate is being used here, and Lich doomed up. ILTW dangerously low health, but he does manage to get a Monkey King ultimate off. Will not live long enough to lifesteal back though. Lich very low health, but they cannot finish him. Still a favorable fight for Team Saiyan, who are clawing their way back into this game at an insane rate. If we look at the gold graph here, you can see it's still not going to be an easy one, but with Mirana in the gold distribution sitting at the top now, it's definitely going to be doable. Especially once Mirana starts to right click for a serious amount of damage. This can be accomplished with a Maelstrom or with a Diffublade, depending on the build here, depending on Actually, it's just what you think is better for the current scenario. There's really not much difference in terms of how much value on average you get for your gold spend. Okay, since the game is quiet for a change, I'm just going to check on items here, and ILTW has a Hood of Deviant, so does Flow on the Enchantress. What's Lich going for? Okay, Lich going for the Helm of the Dominator here. Just making sure, because Lich is a hero who likes to pick up Midases. Then become kind of semi-carry, but even Double Dimension, a team who are notoriously greedy, aren't going to go that far, I guess. Meanwhile, Pingvinsiek got his Blade Mail, is going to commit for a late Midas, it seems. Doom got Solar Crest, got a Soul Ring, everything you need, and now we're going to see a Roche contested. Double Dimension, they have all the damage in the world to kill the Roche. The only problem is that they don't want to be gone with long range Mirana arrow. And Separation Ultimate could also be a really good opener for a team fight. And there's the long range Mirana arrow, and Enchantress doesn't see it coming. Didn't expect from that side. Enchantress now stunned up, about to go down. In comes the Monkey Ultimate, dishing out a bit of damage to Trixie there, but Trixie is extremely tanky when it comes to getting hit by monkeys. Doom committed on the Monkey King. Monkey King in a lot of trouble, probably about to go down. Mirana does manage to get out. The Aegis got taken by Pingvinsiek there. Now Flow on the Enchantress going to go down next. No fear. Another target, and Klings. He tries to kill the Mirana under shock. Are they going to catch him for that? Bloodseeker does have the movement speed, but doesn't have the attack, doesn't have the detection, and Aegis is on Pingvinsiek there. That Roche kill. Swinging around. Oh my goodness, Klings. He wants to fight here against the Night Stalk, however the Blood Rite is in time. Undershock just got a bit greedy, and now perfect fight there, perfect turnaround actually for Team Saiyan. Going from 4k to 0 for the 20-minute mark. That's actually a really big fight. RVP about to complete his Manta style here. Well, Pingvinsiek is now going to go for a Radiance after his late game Midas, which in this particular scenario it might just pay off. The late game is going to be kind of a 50-50 situation. Whoever fights better and initiates better is going to win the fights, regardless of how late we go. There's no Legion which can eventually scale indefinitely.
Almighty money. Double damage. This'll come in handy.
Gotcha.
My just reward.
And it's off.
Okay, so everything seems kind of quiet. There is some trouble brewing at the mid lane. As Double Dimension, they do want to contest this, but oh my goodness, now Flow, it's the Rupture. Every ability is just hitting its target. Lich gets silenced up, now Flow gets killed up here by the Bloodseeker. Flow just accepts his death and walks off the ultimate. Make sure that only Bloodseeker gets the gold from him. Kingsiek still going at it and still got the Aegis. Doomed up once again on the King. And Trixie is going to die in exchange, but now Undershock. Can he actually get away here or turn it around? No, he can't. Mega kill, double kill for the Night Stalk there. No fear getting out and taunting, but I don't think that's a happy taunt after losing a team fight like that. And Team Saiyan all of a sudden pulling ahead by quite a bit, getting a really good gold lead going. Opening up the map a little after Double Dimension. They went in really aggressively, pushed down the bottom lane, made sure that's going to be hard for Saiyan to find farm. And now they're just returning the favor here to Team Double Dimension. What I want to know is how many of these players actually know each other on like a personal level, because a lot of them kind of come from the same scrim group, from the same circles. Often see them trash talk. Okay. We're going to see another initiation this time around. The Lich Ultimate is going to be committed, but is going to get disjointed. Now a ton of damage onto Novia there. RBP securing the kill. Is going to live and tell the tale. Klings meanwhile goes down to the Night Stalker there. No, actually to Penguin's check. Okay. Bloodseeker securing the kill instead. The champ is now being slowed up and Flow just about to get executed. Now the mid lane getting pushed in by Team Saiyan, and they do seem to play this just as aggressively as Double Dimension now that they are given the chance to do so. Meanwhile, this creep casually having 20 armor, tanking the tower there.
Dire's middle tower.
Tier 3 tower down. Shrines are now opened up. Saiyan, it looks like they do want to disengage here. Monkey King comes on in with Bound to Strike, with an ultimate. Trixie this time around taking a ton of damage from the Monkey King ultimate as he is getting cocked up. He will get a return kill on the Clockwork there. And it seems like that's all that happens for now. ILTW trying to find more. But they're just going to disengage after Trixie goes down in exchange for the Clockwork there. A really nice trade in favor of Double Dimension. We got a pause, giving me some time to look at items. So Trixie going for the Heaven's Halberd here. Undershock got his Desolator, hitting like a truck. The problem is just that, like I said, everybody is a glass cannon right now on Double Dimension, except for No Fear, who has a Blade Mail, but that's about the extent of tankiness he's got. Clockwork, not the best of phase tanks, but he can do the trick in a pinch. Not in a game like this, though. Maybe if he has a Shivas, where you can't actually ignore him, because he's going to slow you up and stun lock you down. But like this, it's going to be hard. Meanwhile, Team Saiyan, I think that's why the comeback. I mean, I said it early on, that with a bunch of glass cannons, you're going to have a bad time without a tank. Maybe a Dragon Lance would be a good option for Undershock here. Allowing him to get in a couple more hits from a safe distance. Bloodseeker. Saving up for Radiant. Yo, I mean, took him quite a bit of saving time already, but Midas he's definitely going to get there. And even if you get a late one, the miss chance is still worth it, especially against a game like this. Or especially against the draft like this, where the opponents they hit for really damn high damage. I mean, Klings, okay, it's 100 and... wait, actually 215 damage coming out from the Klings, plus the armor reduction. 14 armor reduction, that is a lot. That is just a whole lot. Brave, Kling's DPS is going to go somewhere around the 800 damage per second on average. Of course, there's some heroes with more armor than that, such as Bloodseeker, such as Mirana as well. But against Doom, against the Anti-Apparition, and against Pwn, he is pretty tanky, especially with the miss chance, and he's going to stack some more of that. But yeah, Klings, he hits hard. So some mischance against a high fire rate, high damage hero is definitely recommended. With every hit you do survive can get you another chance to get away.
Oh, I love this part.
And another hero who is getting really dangerous is ILTW on the Monkey King. Since Diffusal Blade, it is such a strong item. The Purge might have been nerfed, but it's so much damage for very little gold. And in the Monkey King ultimate, every single one of the monkeys will have it, will be able to mana burn anyone who gets caught by Clockwork to lock him down. Even the Enchantress is fed with a Midas.
You'll not thrive.
Got a Dragon Lance up now. So, if we look at the items all over the board, going to be a hard game for Double Dimension. Maybe in the ultra late game they're going to have a really good chance, because then Clockwork might actually be able to frontline again. Well, depending on his build, he might. Since that's the main issue. We saw Klings in the fights nearly killing everyone, but everybody's just going to back off or kill the Klings. And either one of those is bad if you plan to win the fight. Same happens to the Enchantress. The second she gets in range, Mirana's just going to leap to her, or Bloodseeker's going to run at her, or something similar. And then the poor little squishy deer is just going to go down. Meanwhile, hookshot in onto Trixie there. Trixie taking a good chunk of damage. Is going to try and get out of there with the Moonlight Shadow, but it's not going to be enough. Clockwork just doing clockwork things. Separation ultimate coming in, and Undershock is just going to drop. Everybody's carrying so much vision around this game. On the bottom lane, Enchantress is going to go down as well. Saiyan trying to pull ahead again, but RVP gets cocked in with the mini stuns up, and ILTW, he hits so damn hard. Especially with some Jingus up. So the thing is, for now at least, Saiyan's only reliable source of damage is the Mirana. Bloodseeker, he's not bad if he can get hits in, but that's going to be a hard task against this many heroes who are able to fight really well in close combat.
And it's off.
The main question at this point, I think, is what are the win conditions for both teams? Because Double Dimension, they do have a ton of push with the Klings. Should be able to just melt towers if they are given the chance to. Which means if they can somehow keep the lanes pushed out, which is going to be hard because there's no Nature's Prophet, no Ember Spirit or something similar. Then Double Dimension, if they win one single team fight, they can take half of Saiyan's base. However, first of all, winning teamfights is hard. Second of all, pushing lanes is hard. Whereas Saiyan, Saiyan's win condition is to just outfight the enemy. You don't have a ton of push. You are not planning to push a ton. You're just looking to win fights, get an objective every time you just have won a fight, and eventually those are going to start to add up. The shrines are already open to kill for some extra gold if needs be. But it looks like Saiyan instead going for the bottom tier 1 tower.
Tower is under attack. Dire's bottom tower has fallen.
Double Dimension trying to trade towers here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
With the Enchantress, you do have some decent push, provided Enchantress can get a creep army going. And the Roche Pit being scanned out by Team Saiyan. Saiyan, they don't give a hoot. They're just completely fine with Roche being taken here. LeBron teleported in and goes down. And now the tier 3 will follow. And if we look at this game, it's been a huge comeback. A really huge comeback for Team Saiyan. The second Mirana came online with the Doom Beefcake to tank everything up. They just became this unstoppable force. Low trying to dish out a ton of damage. I mean, if we look at Double Dimension, they all hit insanely hard. They just don't have anyone to do the front lining for. Whereas RVP on the Mirana hits not quite as hard, but still really, really hard. still got around 500 DPS or something, which against Klink 800 is not going to be a lot. But with a Doom to tank things for you, with a Night Stalker to run at people, disarm the Monkey King, that kind of stuff. What can Double Dimension really do? They need to kill Trixie the Beefcake. And that's one of those you and what arm kind of cases. Monkey King does have an army, which currently is on cooldown. If a, I don't know, hookshot plus Monkey King ultimate can kill Trixie, but then you still gotta have enough health and enough spells left to try and kill RVP. Meanwhile, Pingvinsiak, he's just kind of the bane of support at this stage. Since he does hit hard, but he isn't good at fighting an enemy who fights back. There we go, hookshot in on Pingvinsiak, who is just going to get swatted down. He is worth a lot of money as well. Trixie is the main goal here.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
Or actually, was Trixie the main goal? Bloodseeker does give more gold net worth, but you can't just fight because Bloodseeker is dead.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Asterisk died on his own tower as well.
Dire's top tower has fallen.
Trixie, can he get away? Nope, he can't. Pierre getting himself up in there with the Force Staff. And now all of a sudden, Double Dimension made another comeback. So this game might just swing around another time. Can they keep going though, is the question. RVP says yes. Kills off a Lich. And I mean, Double Dimension, they got the superior late game. They got the superior team fight. What they don't have is... Okay, wait, no time to talk here. Enter British ultimate on the... Nopia just going to get annihilated. Master enabling another kill there on the Klings and Pingvinsiak. Man fighting it up with the assault, or with the blade mail, I mean. He can just pace tank Monkey King all day and ILTW knows he's just going to go down. So Saiyan, they keep going against Double Dimension here. Make sure that they're not going to lose their pressure before game ends. And Double Dimension, you can see they're an experienced team. They do know how to fight against a team like this. But that doesn't mean that just because you know what you're supposed to do, you can always out-skill, out-fight, and out-position your opponent. Just because your decision making is good and know what to focus on. At least the Mirana is dead for a while, but Pingvinsiak just right-clicking down the shrine here, getting even more gold in favor of Saiyan. So if we look at this gold draft, it's a huge comeback. Here was the point where Double Dimension had to swing the game around. Exactly here. They farmed for a while. So did Saiyan, both teams kind of get things even. Then Saiyan decided to go for another fight and now we're here. And Double Dimension, Klings had such a good lane. They won all the lanes in the laning stage, but didn't really get any objectives done with that after that bottom tier 2 tower. Okay, good, you got a bottom tier 2 tower, but now you need to keep fighting, keep your enemy low health. You can't just allow your enemy to free farm and make a comeback. Of course, it's really easy for me to say in the caster slot, because I see everything. Also, hindsight. So, I don't mean to say that I'm better than these players or anything, it's just that they kind of stopped pressuring, and that's when they started to slowly lose. Look, he is big. Everybody is pretty big, considering that we are not even 40 minutes in the game. And now, Bloodseeker ran it, taking a ton of damage from the Klings. Klings getting doomed up, make him a bit more bearable. While Clockwork's getting punched down by Pone here. And down goes No Fear. Where's the next target at? There we are. So that's just going to be another kill. Okay, wait. Undershock. He does manage to survive. Eats the cheese. Is going to live for now. Gets hit by the Ice Blast. Will manage to get out of the fight in general. Hiding between the trees. TPing out. Almost getting hit by the Ice Vortex there. And that would have given vision. And if we look at Trixie now. Trixie is huge. He's got a Shivas, he's got a Heaven's Halberd, and is now going to go for a BKB. He is so hard to kill. Mirana now opting to go for a butterfly here. As Saiyan, they can take their time. They can just go for a couple of pickoffs, for a couple of small fights, then back off, push lanes, farm jungle, till you know, okay, we gotta go for the Roche now, or we gotta push now, because with Double Dimension, they're not going anywhere. When you're this far ahead, in terms of Rex as well, you know Double Dimension aren't going to out-farm, out-snowball you anytime soon. Maybe in the ultra late game, like I said, but that's still a good 15 minutes. Well, Roche can come and then the final push can be attempted. Roche, let's do spawn time here. Okay, 1 minute and 5, that means a late Roche respawn. Not sure how good that is for Double Dimensions though, who just left their base. Looking for something, arrow on the Klings. Saying at least they can't go and initiate a fight based off of this. LeBron Dota caught out, killed off by RVP, who... Let's see his damage output actually. Wait. Okay, so... RVP is pretty damn fat. Hits harder than the Klings hits harder than the Klings at this stage. Of course, Klings hasn't picked up a new item in quite a while, but he's known for being a glass cannon without really a good escape skill. People play him because he has a ton of DPS, not just for the invisibility. And Mirana, without having to eat creep, hits harder than Klings with creep eaten, has a better escape ability, has better stun, and some magical nuke damage. That's how good this carry is right now, and that's how good it is to be ahead on a Mirana. Meanwhile, Penguin Sieg, I haven't talked about him and his itemization choice for a while. He's got an Aghanim Scepter finished up with a double charge on that ultimate. Like I said before, he's going for the Bane of Support build. You proc Blade Mail, run through the team fight. If people try to kill you off, you're just going to try and kill support for the Blood Rage heal anyways. Meanwhile, Own is probably just going to go... Yep, he's going to drop Gem now. Changing hands. Lynx, however, getting isolated, doomed up as well. That's a bit of an overkill. Meanwhile, Penguin Sieg, like I said once again, Bane of Supports, just running at Lich. RVP taking a good deal of damage from the Impetai. Arrow off the mark there. Monkey King ultimate, not really doing a lot, but at least you do force the enemy to lay off for a while. Penguin Sieg still going at it, still looking for a kill. I don't know, this build does seem fun. And Mirana will leap in. Grab a kill on the Enchantress, does have an Aegis ready just in case. No Fear going to go on down. Piranha just going to respawn here, and now the real fight begins. So, Enchantress low health, but does manage to get away. Bloodseeker meanwhile, Penguin check, just getting so much work done, and Flo gets caught as ILTW has just dropped. Flo still doing his best man fight up, but cannot succeed. Libron going to be the last kill here, or actually is he? Penguin check trying to get it before the GG call comes into effect, so GG, well played. First game going to Team Saiyan here, and I mean, like I said before, Team Saiyan